Alright, hello YouTube. Finally back with another deck profile. This is a deck that I played on Dueling Network. Hated it. Built. It was fun. Traded for a deck that I traded for my frogs. So, all in all, that was a really good deal. Built it on Dueling Network again, because I was having ideas. Built it on Dueling Network again. Was raping face on Dueling Network, I think like twice, to some like random rogue stall decks. Stupid stuff. Like the Dueling Network stuff that you never even see. Like stupid things. So I lost to those, was beating like Dragonsworn and stuff. So I decided to build. I went to the box tournament today for the battle pack. Was gonna run frogs. And I was like, alright, I'm gonna finish this deck. I was gonna run frogs. Finish this deck. There's about 30 minutes until I'm dueling my friend Victor. We'll have a deck profile of his Dragonsworns. Dueling him, I'm winning, like left and right with this deck. I think he beat me like twice, no offense. But I was stomping. He convinces me to play it above frogs. I top 4, of course losing to Insectors in the top 4 because Insectors will rape anything in the face. Got my 9 packs, pulled pretty well as far as the battle pack goes. No tour guides or fiendish chains or anything, but I mean, just some random stuff, you know, that people might think looks cool. So all in all, it was really good, and I was actually not running the completed build. I had one card in here that wasn't in there, and that was the Plague Spreader. Was originally a smashing, and the smashing did not do bad. It wasn't like I lost because I didn't have the Plague Spreader. It was just that I got a Plague Spreader, and the Plague Spreader is the plus, and it's literally the same option as if the smashing hits the graveyard. And when if the smashing hits the graveyard, oh god, if the Plague Spreader hits the graveyard, oh god, just the Plague Spreader will sit in the graveyard, and if I need to get Stardust or something, I can bring the Plague Spreader out. And then I also hollowed out a good portion of the deck afterwards. Lightsworns. Boom. Pure, no nonsense, pure Lightsworns. Straight up. Everything in this is Lightsworn. And I'm not a noob because I run triple secret Judgment Dragons. Secret, I'm not gay. Obviously, the boss card of the deck have 4 different Lightsworn names in the graveyard. And you special summon him, pay 1,000, nuke all cards except for this one on the field, and then you draw into the nuts and drop 3 and swing for game. Obviously, you don't run Lightsworns without this. Yes, I am a noob on this one. Triple common Lila. 1700, 4-star, obviously a Lightsworn name. Summon. Once it's summon is cleared, you can change it to defense. Destroy 1 back row on the field. It cannot change back for 2 turns, but then you mill 3 at the end. You mill 4 at the end for Judgment Dragon, sorry. And then you mill 3 at the end. You run 3 because the only other back row hate that you run, other than like Ryko popping back rows, would be the Heavy Storm. And the Heavy Storm is always a clutch, just in case they drop like 3 back row. You can drop a Heavy Storm, root out, figure out if it's important or not, then drop Lila. And swing with Lila for 17. But you don't want to run. You want to run triple because you don't want to run the like 1 and then other stupid Lightsworns and then Mystical Space Typhoon, because Mystical Space Typhoon is not a name or a target for any Lightsworn related card. Following the hate, more hate. Ryko, flip, destroy a card, mill 3. What's not to like? And it's another name. Triple, you don't normally see this. Triple Jan. When he swings on an opponent's monster, he gains 300 attack, 4-star, another lightsworn name, mill 2 at the end phase. He gets over stuff, and he's just he's a good card. He's a beater. He gains 300. He's like the rush rhino, and then he mills. And he doesn't mill a lot, so you get him out, and he doesn't sit there and clog up like, oh, mill 700, mill out. It's consistent mill. Triple Wolf. When this card's sent from the deck to the graveyard, special summon it. So when you're milling during the end phase, if he hits the graveyard from the deck, you special summon him. And he's a target for the lightsworn stuff. One of the best cards, second only to Judgment Dragon. Lumina. Only at 2, semi-limited, because it's really, really, really good. Pitch a lightsworn, or pitch any card, special summon 1 level 4 lower lightsworn monster from the graveyard. If you mill this, have this, special this, pitch 1, special this, and the ruling on specialing what you pitch, you have to have the target in your graveyard. Say you have a wolf in the graveyard, and you're holding a Lila. You special this. Your wolf is your original target, so you can pitch the Lila, then special the Lila. However, if you have no lightsworns in your graveyard, you cannot special what you pitch. And it's semi-limited. Frowny face. 2, Arcus, and get this, I probably can't read it. I traded for an, let me see if turning on the light would help. Probably not. Probably very glary. I traded for an Italian Arcus. Yes. It's beautiful. I love it. Got it today. Arcus. Lightsworn monsters anywhere cannot be targeted by card effects. And he's another name. You don't run 3 because his effect isn't that great. You mill 2 at the end phase. Oh, and you mill 3 for Lumina. But the only problem with that is that you can't grab for Lumina when this is out because it's lightsworns anywhere. But he really helps because I actually had him out and it was working pretty well against Dino Rabbit, which I beat because he couldn't target the lightsworns with, when they activated their effects, he couldn't target them with anything. I was reading the Italian one. Yeah, he couldn't target them with the traps or anything. It was glorious. And if he gets milled, Lumina gets him back out. 1 shiny super Gyarados. 1800 4-star, 1850, which is gay, 4-star, lightsworn, obviously a target. When you mill because of another lightsworn's effect, you mill an extra 2, and for every other lightsworn that you mill, you draw a card. So draw engine, another lightsworn target. And then sexy secret Aaron. I should have gotten the other secret Necro Gardener today. I had like $7 store credit. When this attacks defense position monster, shuffle it back into the deck. Yep, if this card attacks a defense position monster, return that monster to the owner's deck before damage calculation. During your end phase, send the top 3 cards of your deck to the graveyard. Really good, really cool secret. And that's all the lightsworns, so I'll tell you right now. We run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 different names, a lot of mill, consistent milling, not a lot. 6 or 8 different names for only 4 to hit for this to come out. For the rest of the deck, 2 because you can only run 2 Necro Gardeners. When it's in your graveyard, you can remove it to negate the attack of one of the opponent's monsters. It saves Luminos. It saves all your monsters from getting attacked. And then you can, if they're attacking directly, you can pull it out. It's a shame you can only run 2. Honest, because they're all light. I wish I still had my Ghost Honest, but the trade was worth it. Honest, because it's honest. Plague Spreader. Like I said, Plague Spreader replaced the Smashing because Yeah. This deck doesn't revolve around, like, I'm not gonna sit there and say, oh my god, Plague Splitter hit the graveyard, what synchro can I go into? I'm gonna say, okay, Plague Splitter hit the graveyard. It's in the graveyard, it's the same thing as whatever was taking Plague Spreader's place. But say I need want to go into Brionic. Wolf comes out. Boom. Brionic. Say I want to go into Catastor. And you can go into, like, 9s. You can go into 8s. Lumina, another 3. You can go into 7s. Raikou, Lumina. All numbers 4 to 9 are possible. So, it's a good card. It's the filler. Very, very situational, but very good. Better than anything else that you could put in my opinion. Because, like, I don't want to be sacking my stuff for Celestia to only draw 2 cards, or only to pop 2 cards, when I could just get this out and do something crazy with this. So, why not? And that was all the monsters. Obviously monster heavy because you want to mill monsters. On to spells. 1. Charge of the Light Brigade. Mill 3. Search for a level 4 or lower lightsworn and add to your hand. Triple. Solar Recharge. Discard 1. Lightsworn. Draw 2, mill 2. For consistency, this is what I was running online, and this is what I ran today, and this is not changing. Triple Pop Duality. When you use it, you will not special summon it, and who cares? It's not like putting this duality in a Dark World deck and saying, consistency, I'm gonna drop Silva, and it's just gonna sit in the graveyard. You usually get this with the duality, or get something very useful with the duality. And you don't need a special summon, and so what if Wolf doesn't get special summoned? Honestly, this was never a bad thing, and it getting milled doesn't matter. And staples: Monster Reborn, Heavy Storm, Dark Hole, Pot of Avarice, Foolish Burial. If you Foolish Wolf, it gets special summoned. It's a break even. We run 3 traps. The greatest lightsworn trap in the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! This, I played Honest 3 times in one game. 3 times in one game. I was swinging over things left and right. It was retarded. It was so good. You mill your JD, set this, chainable to freaking Hornet. They pop it, pitch, crap card. JD, back to my hand. Boom, JD. One time, I pitched crap for 2 JDs, Judgment Dragons, and an Honest. There's literally nothing that I can say about this card being bad. Discard your entire hand, add the same number that you discarded, add the same number of light monsters to your hand. This deck, it runs no shenanigans, nothing else. It's lightsworns. It's a lightsworn deck, and it's gonna stay a lightsworn deck. It doesn't run the dragons, it doesn't run a chaos side, phantom of chaos, none of that crap. It runs lightsworns. It drops triple judgment dragon. It pops your triple secret mother in judgment dragon, because gay kids run commons. And I've seen people run Phantom of Chaos and then I don't even with the format and how good Valor is, Valor gets milled. I can't do anything with it. There's literally one card that's there's Valor gets milled. It's dead. I've seen people play it where they have multiple different things that can happen, but it's inconsistent. They're gonna mill, like, okay, yeah, something good could happen, but they'll mill Illumina and 3 non-lightsworn monsters that are not live in the graveyard. Phantom of Chaos hits the graveyard, it's dead. Blackluster Soldier hits the graveyard, it's dead. Chaos Sorcerer hits the graveyard, it's dead. You cannot, obviously you can combine Lightsworns with Dragons, but you cannot run a JD-centric Lightsworn deck with other bullcrap. It's plain and simple, and obviously this deck used to be top tier, and obviously it's good because I top forward with it today. And it gets out of sticky situations. It's very consistent, obviously. The side deck, the only things you would really ever want to side out would be, depending on what you're playing. If you're playing Dragons, I don't care what you side it into, but I mean, like, Heavy Storm would be pointless. There's just the stuff that's pointless, and then the extra deck for Plague Spreader it's your call, because it's not like this deck requires an extra deck. Obviously it doesn't, because I topped without Plague Spreader, but IDGAF. So hope you enjoyed. Rate, like, comment, subscribe. Working on Fortune Ladies. We'll get my friend's video in here of his Dragon Sworns. Actually, I'm about to go do that at his house right now. So, team budget later.